Hello. Hello. How are you guys doing today? It is me, Elaine Terso, and we're going to talk today about one of my favorite interesting new topics that I have been doing some research about are energy suckers, aka energy vampires. So I've been doing some research. You know, I love research. It's one of my favorite things to do is to really dive in a little deeper. So I had thought about energy suckers and learned that they call them energy vampires, which I think is hysterical. And I discovered that I'm really lucky that I don't actually have a lot of these energy suckers in my life. I used to. I think we all do. When we work around other people, you are bound to have an energy sucker in your life. So what are they? The simple thing is that they're the people that suck your energy dry. Debbie Downers, you could call them negative Nellies, right? They're probably a family member or a coworker that immediately makes you have feelings. You might even regret that you just said hello to them. You might regret or avoid being in a conversation with them because you think to yourself that I just don't have the energy to cope right now. I just can't with them right now. So during the course of my research, I discovered an article by Susie Welch, and I loved what she said about this. And this is I'm quoting here. It says, energy givers are filled with positivity. They're solution focused. They always leave you feeling invigorated. Energy takers, with their negativity or neediness or both, they tend to suck the oxygen right out of the room. I'm like, that is such a brilliant description between energy givers and energy takers. Which are you? We want to believe that we're energy givers, but at some point we may have a bad day and we may decide to take that bad day out on someone else and we become an energy taker. We're going to feed you our negativity because we need to get it out of our system, and it leaves the other person feeling, you brought them down. And they say misery loves company, right? So it's good to have, my husband and I are both venting partners. It's okay but we kind of prepare each other and say, I need to vent, right? I need to vent. So it gives me the choice to say, wait a second, are you going to bring me down? Or are you just you need to say what you need to say? Because maybe I have other things going on and I need to keep a high energy until later, So I think it's a good idea to ask the person, can I vent? Do you have a minute? Can I vent to you? Absolutely. But then I like to call it bitch and brainstorm, where you can bitch, but then we're going to talk about solutions, right? I'm a very solution-oriented person, and I believe that every problem has a solution. Okay, so anyways, I digress. So I discovered there are 8 types of energy suckers, and I'm going to kind of quickly tell you what they are, but I actually have a link to an article that talks more about them and more in detail that I actually posted on my blog, which is on my website at elaineterso.com. So if you go to the blog, it's the first article, the latest article about energy suckers, and it has the link to the article. But there are 8 types of energy suckers, and here's the summary of who they are. Number 1 is the negative Nelly, right? We all know who negative Nelly is, right? She's just kind of a Debbie Downer, just nothing goes her way, just can't see the positive in anything, right? Number 2 is the complainer. They complain about everything. They complain even when things are going good. They still have a complaint. Nothing ever is going to be perfect. It's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be right. Some may refer to those as Karens. I'm sorry if your name is Karen, but it has become a very popular term in order to describe people's behavior that is not as pleasant to deal with. Or, you know, it's a whole thing. And I feel bad for the people named Karen that are being labeled Karens. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, I digress. Number 3 is you can't get a word in. So they are talk, 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 talk. They like to hear their own voice, right? They're not interested in anyone else but themselves. Very self-absorbed, very ego, very full of ego. Number 4 is the one-upper. When you have good news to share, they got something that's going to top your good news. They're always going to have, they always have to be at the same level or higher than you. They can never allow you to have your moment to shine. They got something to top it. They got something to top it. And sometimes it's not even true. It's fabricated. It's exaggerated because it's like they want to be included in the conversation. And so to include them in the conversation, they want to participate, but that includes a one-upper. Number 5 is the drama queen or king, because let's be honest, guys can be in drama too, right? It's not just ladies. The drama queen, drama king, they're the gossip, right? Gossip, they love to cause trouble. They thrive in chaos. It's just who they are. They just can't help themselves, you know. Number 6 is that won't work. So when you offer a solution, they give you a million reasons why that won't work, why that solution won't work. They're just not open and willing to see that there's a potential solution out there, and it may be because it's not their idea. Okay. Number 7 is the pathological liar. Do you have a I believe it when I see it person in your life? Yeah. It's because you've kind of gotten to a point where you're not really sure you believe them, so you're going to wait and see if it actually is true. Pathological liar, right? You just don't know what to believe anymore because you've been lied to so many times. You just don't even know what the truth is. And they probably don't know what the truth is either. Okay. And number 8 is the can't sit stills. So just constantly moving things around. This is me. I'm a pen clicker. It's very interesting, but when I teach or when I do anything like that, I click a pen. I don't know why. It drives me crazy. I'm sure it drives other people crazy, but I definitely am an energy sucker in that way that I am a pen clicker. So, how do you know that you are in the presence of an energy sucker? So I'm going to give you a couple little things here, a little tidbits of how to know if if you are in that situation. So we talked about drama. They are usually involved in it. They thrive on drama. They are never accountable. Even when you show them their mistake, they will not own up to it. They will make excuses and they will blame everyone else. Never on them, never their fault. Never, never, never. They tend to downplay your problems or your issues because they have it worse than everyone else. They're the yeah, but. Yeah, we all know who that is. Let's see here. They act like they are God's gift, and no matter what they do, they will never be right or do it right. So they are the people that are like, I can never do anything right in her eyes, right? But they think that there's nothing, like they may have a misconstrued perception of what reality is that they're perfect, they're doing everything correctly, but it will never be good enough for that person over there. And that may or may not be true, but they're going to definitely talk about it. They're going to know about it, and they're going to vent about it. They're going to put that stress and drama on everyone else. People who take advantage of your kindness or generosity. Yep. I I like to, I have an example that I use for that. When I used to do booths, like at Girls Night Out at the mall or some other events, people that just come by and they want anything that you have for free. They're going to take advantage of that it's free, and they are going to just take all of it, all of it, all of it. I once had someone steal something off my table that was actually a sample and was not a freebie. And I had to chase her down and get it back. And she was so appalled that I was asking for it back. It didn't belong to her, but she was taking advantage of, she was taking advantage of the situation. They're a bully. They're a bully. So putting you down is how they thrive, right? That is an energy sucker to the core, is a bully. People who are passive aggressive, people who talk in circles, and someone who has an ego so big that it could have its own room. Yeah. Yep. So let's see here. So how do you cope or handle an energy vampire? So the first thing that I recommend is setting boundaries, telling people what's okay and what is not okay. And when they cross the line, when their behavior is not in alignment with your values, you are going to have to call people out on their shit. And it is going to be uncomfortable, I'm not going to lie, but it's necessary, right? So if someone were coming to you and they wanted to gossip, they're going to come and suck your energy by gossiping and spreading drama about someone else. And so it's okay to say, hold it, hold the phone. Is it okay for you to share this information? Because what that's doing is you're now telling them that, are you spreading gossip and drama? Is this your information to share? Because sometimes they're sharing private information that is not meant for anyone else to know. That's not okay. So it's okay to stop them and say, I don't know that this conversation is something that I need to be a part of. If you have a problem or you're having an issue with so-and-so, you should just take it directly up with them. I don't need to be involved in that, right? Calling them on their shit, establishing boundaries. I don't want to participate in your drama or your gossip, okay? The other thing is that you may need to adjust your expectations. We all tend to want to believe everybody is doing the best they can, right? Sometimes though, and that's hard, if we were to follow in Brene Brown's footsteps, I've talked about this before, about assuming that people are doing the best they can means that you have to adjust your expectations. So if someone is doing a shitty job and your thought process is, I have to assume the best, that they are doing the best they can, I have to assume the best intent, that is hard because you have to adjust your expectations, right? And sometimes we expect too much from people. We expect people to be mind readers. We expect them to know what we like and what we don't like, but they're not mind readers. We expect people to do the right thing. We expect people to be decent human beings. But the reality is that sometimes, unfortunately, those are unrealistic expectations. And it sucks because we want to assume that everybody would do the right thing. But we are not everybody. Not everybody has our values. Not everyone shares our morals. Not everyone shares our belief system. That's hard that not everybody believes like you, but it's also something to celebrate because it makes us unique individuals, and that's pretty awesome. But unique individuals means that getting along with everyone else can be a challenge. So you need to be aware of that. What happens if you work in an office and you have an energy sucker? What are you going to do? They want to come and they want to drama. They want to cause chaos. They're just a miserable human being. But assuming they're doing the best they can, what's going on in their world? Are they having a bad day? Are they having some stuff going on at home? We don't know. We don't know what people are going through, right? So what you may need to do is you may need to put up a wall. So I typically talk about that every person you come into contact with has a brick for you, and you can either choose to build a path or a wall with it. But sometimes you need to protect your emotional well-being, like self-care. It's like a self-care wall. Use it sparingly, right? Don't put a wall up around everyone, but you could use the wall to kind of tune out the person that is trying to suck your energy. So it's almost like, if you can think of it like this way, like if you were to become a character, if you were to put on a mask and like become someone else, or if you were to almost like float up out of your body and just disconnect for a minute. So this person is blah, 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 blah. And you may just like be very stoic and smile and be kind, but not allow, it's like you've put up this like invisible shield. And so you're not going to allow their negativity to impact your happy bubble, right? So if you were to think about putting like this invisible shield wall thing around you to protect your emotional well-being around this person that is trying to suck your energy. What happens though if building a wall doesn't work? Are you in a position where you can cut ties with someone who is bringing that negative, like this is like toxic. Toxic behavior is what I would say when I would consider cutting ties with someone. Especially, it's going to be hard though if they're a member of your family. What if they're on your team? What if they're your supervisor? How's that going to work, right? Not probably going to work. Not probably going to be able to cut ties. But here's the thing. This is what I know to be true. What can you control in the situation? An energy sucker could be your boss, could be someone that you work with. They're an energy sucker. What can you control? Can you control their behavior? No. But you can control your behavior. You can control your reactions. You are in control of you. And so removing yourself from a situation in order to preserve your mental well-being, I know that sometimes you're just not in a position where that can happen, where you can leave. And so, right? It's so hard. It's so hard. So being able to put up a wall, put on a mask, give yourself a bubble, whatever that is that you need to do in order to cope with an energy vampire. And I will tell you that I've been in situations where I didn't realize until now, because I wasn't mature enough to know that I could set boundaries. I didn't know when I worked in an office and I was in my 20s that I could set boundaries. What the hell are boundaries? I didn't know. I didn't know that I could confront someone and tell them that their behavior was not okay, right? I didn't know. Now I do. Now I do. When I know better, I can do better. And that's why I like to share this kind of information, is because when I know better, I can do better. So this is a really interesting, another like quote that I found that I put on my blog post in a graphic that someone that I found online, and I shared the graphic. And it says, energy vampires prey on others because they are in pain, and their behavior is a disguised cry for help. However, the important thing to remember is that you are not responsible for resolving their issues. While you can offer help to an energy vampire, it is ultimately their responsibility to sort out their struggles. And that came from Luna and Soul, hashtag awakened empath. So I thought that was really fascinating and important to share, because I just, like I said, doing all of this research around energy suckers and energy vampires, I'm finding really, really interesting ways that people are handling these situations. So I would love to hear from you. Like, what have you noticed in your world? Do you have an energy vampire in your world? What is that like? How are you coping with that? What are you doing to protect yourself, to put up a boundary, to protect your emotional well-being? How are you coping? So I would love to hear from you. So before I go, I just wanted to invite you. I wanted to let you know that I'm having a 5-day masterclass starting next week on September 21st. I would love to invite you. It's called Level Up to Scale Up, and it is all around leadership and teams and CEOs who have teams and entrepreneurs who have a team or want to have a team, are trying to build up their business in order to have a team. I am super excited to offer my very first training around this after I went and got became a Dare to Lead professional. I have been really, really excited to put into practice the things that I learned around becoming a daring leader. So I am really excited to bring that content to a new group of people. And I have a Facebook group called Level Up to Scale Up. Please feel free to join us. Our event will be hosted on Zoom, so you can actually engage and talk, and like, let's talk out, you know, questions that you might have. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be starting September 21st, 2:00 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4:00 Central, 5:00 Eastern. And it's an hour, so it's just 5 hours total for 5 days a week. And come to any of the classes that are going to resonate with you. So I hope you guys all have a super great day, and I will see you later. Feel free to reach out. Let me know how we can support you, what's going on with you, right? What's going on in your world. So have a great day, and we will see you guys later. Thank you.